Let's see. So we have set up this project already in the last lecture. So we just go ahead and start. Cool. This is what we had. Um, so what we need to do right now is get a map over here, then input and some buttons and all such stuff, right? So let's do one thing, create wireframe for screen one, map screen. Cool. So let's get started with map. So far what I know is I want to use MapLibre. Since it's open source and free. Although one thing I'm not sure of is how will I get the tile, since the tile has to be served from somewhere. Let's see. Mhm. Okay. Uh, let's go. Okay, on this API documentation, introduction. Okay. Introduction. Jobs and maps. Where the heck is documentation? Okay. Browse all examples. So I don't want to do examples. I want to rather go here. Okay, interesting. So introduction, there's a bug in the website, seems like it. So introduction itself takes you here. Okay. Maybe this is more about how to set up the Google Map Libre GL. Seems like this is the package. So let's switch it off. Let's do npm Map Libre GL. Cool. Then we restart the server. Now in our package.json, we should have this. And then let's go back to their docs. Cool. So we go to map. We see how we can set up a map. So this is how we do it. Display a map. Just to be sure, we can check this example as well. So what exactly we need to do is we need to have a div or any element in our DOM, which is certain ID, and we need to pass that ID over here. Cool. So what we can do is we already have this green area here, right? So let's see where it is. If I go to map, this is my map area, right? Cool. So what I'll do is I will mark this as my map, and I'll just copy this. Copy this. So since it will need that the element be present in the DOM. So we have to do it in the user file. Import, let's see, no suggestions, okay. Import MapLibre from, is it how it works? Cannot find MapLibre. Okay, I think reload should fix this. Oh, interesting. MapLibre, oh, silly mistake. Should be this. Cool. And I think this should be done as star as, but let me check. Okay, not understanding much there. Let's see. So we do this much. So we should be able to see some map. If this is working, okay, no. You're importing a component that needs React hook only. Okay, I'll just quickly make it into a use client. Nice, pretty cool. We have a map, although I'm not able to interact on that, maybe because of the CSS. Let's see. So usually these maps have, from my experience, these maps have a CSS file as well, which you need to import. So let's do one thing. Let's search the package on npm. Let's go here, package JSON. We copy this, go here. This way we get a documentation which is more for npm packages, not a CDN one, right? Cool. Include the following code in the body of HTML. Mhm. Okay. Hmm. So interestingly, this should work. Not really. Okay. Even here, the example is not using full documentation. For example. Okay, cool. Let me figure this out. So there must be some CSS file somewhere. So let's see. Import library.gl slash. Can we get some dist? No. Okay, I think the suggestions are wrong. Let's see. So if I go here, okay, cool. Let me just search it. Library CSS. Cool. I just go to examples and let me search over here React. Sadly, it's showing all the other libraries. Interesting. So basically, it's suggesting me to use this instead, which is a component-based library for the same thing, I guess. But I don't want to go with that for now. So it's React integration. Okay, cool. Now that, let's come back to this CSS, maybe with CSS. So somewhere they must have mentioned. Let's see. So MapLibre GL implementation in React. So let's search that and not this, not this. Okay, let's see the map trailer documentation. Hmm. So MapLibre GL. Cool. Yeah, right. This is what I was finding. This is what I was looking for basically. So I'll just put that over here. I'll remove this. Now if I see it should have slightly improved. Right. Although maybe in our CSS we might have mentioned that. Okay. Interestingly, it's not interactive right now. Let's see. Let me try using the pointer events auto. Will it do something? No. Okay. Might be with the fact that this container is absolute. So I'll try one thing. I'll do this. Or let me try this. Okay, no, no, I want to do this way. So basically, this will go with tidy map, and in the class name, I'll just say h full. Cool. Let's see what happens. Okay, interestingly, it's still not interactive. Maybe because okay. Instead, let's try giving a bit of Z. Cool. Hmm. What might be wrong? Oh, okay. Cool. Z10, Z10. Oh, okay, so even this is absolute, which is wrong. So this must be 20 then. Yep. Okay, so ideally this is not needed in that case. Let's see. I'll give this the ID back. Let's see what happens. Yep, this work. So basically what's happening is although I was able to see the map, this div was above that, right? Because of this Z index. Now we do want it above since we need it in the UI. So let's figure out some way. Okay. So we can do one thing. We can, okay, cool. So we could have easily got rid of this using, let's go back to this version. Let's go back over here. Now let it be like this. Now the thing is, on my map, which is this div, I have this div overlapping. So whatever I'm interacting with is this div. Although visually what I'm saying is this. Okay. If you want to see, I can show it like this. So if you see, this whole black thing is this particular div. So I want to say that I don't want it to be interactive. So what I can say, pointer events none. Now if you see, this whole div is non-interactive, but I do want these buttons and this input to be interactive, right? So what I'll do is for the input and the button specifically, I will say pointer events auto. Cool. Pointer events auto. Let's see. So now the input is working, but the rest of the area is pointer events none, right? Which makes it to not take any interactions from the pointer and allows it to give that to the element behind it. Cool. Now let's remove this BG color so that our map looks better. Cool. This is how the map is looking now. Interesting. So now what doubt I had was let me close all of this, close everything. Good. We are back to MapLibre. Let's see how we can get the tiles. So if you see, I already have this tile. Tile is basically nothing but whatever you see visually. But what I need, in fact, is a slightly better one. So I'm thinking maybe we might not be able to get it over here, but let me check. in the examples. So let's say we want to have so in map terms, a satellite map, when I say, it looks something like this, but it has only the image part of it, as in the visual part. It doesn't have the labels. So you won't see which street it is. If you want both the satellite and the labels, it is called a hybrid map. So I'm trying to check for some example which is using a hybrid map. Let's say, or okay, cool. I'm thinking whether should I even go with that approach. Do I really need, do I really need a, yeah, I think we might need a satellite map. Let me check if I have added it somewhere in the plan. I have a plan and I have a stamp, okay. So in my plan, so far I have not added anything. Cool, let's go with this satellite for now to start with. I just want to check from where exactly. Oh, okay, cool. So this, if you see, is coming from some of the one of the example. But what I want is this. I want to get it added using this. So I think what might be happening is if I use these demo tiles, it might rate limit after some point, right? Since it's clearly mentioned it's a demo tile. So let's do one thing. I'll just go to Mapbox, or let me go to Map Database. Let me check the pricing actually. So the two of the options I know is Map Tiler and Mapbox in the Map Libre domain. So free is vector XYZ, vector tiles, map tile logo on the map, static maps, 10 GB commercial use. Okay, 100 MB of hosting, API sessions, 5,000 per month. Page load with mapping user. Okay, so this includes page load with, okay. So 5,000 per month. Extra sessions, none. API request included 100,000 per month. Extra request. Cool. So I think to start with, this should work, but let me also check Mapbox pricing. So I don't need navigation, nothing. I just need maps. So what SDK? Interesting. They have different pricing for SDK. Cool. MapLibre GLJS. Map loads for web. Okay. Can you get just the time? Retrieve data about specific features from a vector types. Okay, no. Vector tiles, okay, retrieve vector tiles and retrieve from Mapbox hosted, okay. So basically, up to 2 lakh requests, monthly tile requests are free. It's typically one of a series of requests used to render. Huh, interesting. So, although they mention 2 lakh requests are free, but this can easily, oh, cost per thousand. Hmm, interesting. Or even there is something called geofencing. Makes it simpler to configure and manage geofenced areas and monitor when a device enters, exits, or remains within defined boundaries. I'm curious to learn how this actually works. I know what it is, and I want to learn how it actually works. Cool. So, cool. Okay, I'll do one thing. Somewhere for now, I'll just create it over here to learn.md. So, what do I want to learn? I want to learn how geofencing works, and how it can be used. Cool. So what I'll do is anything with what I want to learn, I'll just keep adding it over here. Mm, this is to be honest, I'm slightly zoned out right now. Vector API. I'm slightly confused now because, okay, let me not think too much. Let me just go ahead and use my box. So I did have an account. Let's see. No, no, forgot your password. Invalid username password. Okay, forgot your password. Let's do this. Let's take it outside the screen. Let me enter my mail. Cool. Just 2 minutes. You have successfully changed your mailbox password. Cool. Let's try it over here. Raj. Yes. Cool. Oh, interesting. Let's skip this part. Your account is missing a billing address. Please populate it in your account settings. We are required to collect your billing information for regulatory reasons. Okay. Let's see. Let's ignore that. Map loads for web. Okay. So I think this won't apply for me. But style editor. Okay, let's see. Oh, nice. Upload. Select style region to upload. Build from the ground. I I mean this is just an exploring how it looks. Okay, I've got added and I can change. Wait, can I not change the basement? What? Okay, interesting. Add new layer, custom layer, background layer, background layer. Oh, what the heck? How do I delete it now? Hmm, let me click backspace. No, let me delete selection there. Custom layers, custom layer, upload data, right? Okay, cool. Okay, I just want to check this much. Let me delete this actually. What I want is okay, cool. We can do one thing. So base map is standard satellite. Cool. Yep. Light presets dash light day dawn. Oh, this I can use for dark and light theme, but I don't think it makes much difference. Cool. Start from scratch. No, no, customize. Okay, so what I want is this style got created. Now what I want to do is all these options. Let's not touch these options. Okay, oh yeah, here it is. I can change it again instead of here. I can change it here. Nice. Something I have learned now. So cool. So let me do one thing. Let me save somehow. Let's say share. So preview only. Link allows anyone to preview or store. No. Let's like embed. No. Style URL. So this is what I need. So now I just go back over here and add this. I think this should work. Let's see. Oh, damn, my token is exposed. I think I don't care right now. Okay, so my fetch API cannot load. URL scheme box is not supported. Interesting. Developer. Okay. Blockchain control map to change the default. Cool. Got it. Let me try one thing. Let me go back. Settings. Print. Not print. What the fuck print is? Hmm, Settings. All boundaries. Collision boxes. No, 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 no. Supported. Oh, oh. Is it really like that? Is it only supported in Mapbox? Interesting. How about I click? Interesting. Good. So we cannot go with Mapbox, I guess. Seems like okay. Let's do one thing. Let's copy this and let's put it in Google. Let me remove this. Okay. URL scheme Mapbox is not supported. How about this? Let's read this. Hmm. You should have something like the issue was I did not have map. Okay. Even if I use a URL like I get an error because it seems like the mapbox time contains the example provided in the React map GL repo does not work. Hmm. I've been having this issue since the last version and was hoping it's been my box. Yes. Hmm. Creating a custom map connection. Okay. So I had one question though. Cool, I'll just quickly just log in over here. Google, I'll just go ahead and use MapTeller since I'm familiar with that. Okay, much better, I guess. If we are not using Mapbox. So satellite hybrid, right? This is what I was saying. Let's go down. Mm, Vector style copy link to JSON style into map library optimize. Okay. Insert the following code in your page and use this map embedding within. Okay. Seems like this the link. Let's go and put it over here. Cool. I will have to put the key in ENV. Okay, cool. Easy. This worked. This worked. This worked. Cool. Now let me get the lat long off. Let me get lat long off. What do you say? Bangalore? Or okay, interesting. Now I'm thinking how do I center them on IP? Okay, I'll figure out that problem slightly later. Let me just. So one quick trick I know is I just go to geojson.io mm, and I just go somewhere. Let's say Bangalore. Let's center it to. Let's center it to this Hudson Memorial Church. So what I can do is I can just drop a point. I get this lat long, which I think I can give over here. Yes. And now if I see. Okay. Zoom is also needed, right? Interesting. So zoom, let's say 14. Cool. This is good. Let's make it 13. Map Libre logo, we can make it false, is it? Okay. Cool. Now continue this. Okay. Hmm. Let's see. So what was our goal? Goal is create wireframe for screen one and map screen. Okay, cool. So let me work on the UI a little bit more. So this input we have to improve slightly. So let me do one thing. First, I'll just create some env, env.local. Hmm. Yeah, I can do that. So I've been blindly writing this .env.local. Let me actually search what is the difference between .env and .env.local. Yeah. Let's not go with the EIS parts. The difference between .env and .env local in NCS primarily lies in the usage and the scope of the environment variables defined. Here's a breakdown of how they differ. .env global configuration file. The env file is used to define environment that meant to be shared across all environments, okay? Included in version control. Oh, since .env is usually intended to store default or general environment variables that work across all environments, it should be committed to version control. Very interesting. Values for all environments. Variables in .env are used for both local development and production, unless specifically overridden by. Variables in .env are used for both local development and production, unless specifically or other specific files like okay. .env local only configuration file is used to define environment variables that should only apply to your local development, not committed to version control. Typically, is included in Gitignore by default, so that it doesn't get pushed to version control. This is important for storing sensitive information, such as API keys or secrets that should not be shared with others. Overrides variables defined in .env local will override those in .env when running the app in development mode. This allows you to have development specific configuration that don't affect your production environment. Hmm. No, slightly I'm zoning out. Cool. Key differences, it's 11:27, that's it. Cool. I think we started around, let me check on YouTube actually. How does it show over here? How long it has been? Yeah, 35 minutes. Okay. .env is meant to store variables that are shared across. This for variable only used during local development. Version control. Okay. We go to freedom. Put this link. Production environments. If you want to specify different variables for production or staging environments, you can use files like .env production for production event specific variables. Okay, but my question is, if this is not going to get pushed, why do we even keep it? For example, okay, in a production build, XJS will use for the variables defined there. Okay, so he said, so what I also want to understand is it just a naming thing, like just for the developer, or it even really makes a difference? So one thing is sure, if you have both .env and .env.local, .env.local will override the values in .env. Similarly, if .production, but will I ever create .env.production? Let's see. Let's see if some other. You shouldn't commit env to Git. Okay, in the virtual dashboard you can set. Of course, I'm not committing. Ideally, is only for local dev. Env preview or prod has no .env file. Only we use config in virtual dashboard. You can pull directly into if you configure development environment, you can pull them into for users on your local machine. Okay, good. I will learn more about this. .env versus .env.local versus .env.production. What I'll also do is I will put this link. This seems interesting. Good. So yeah, what I was doing actually, I need to create. So I already know this. If any env is being used in browser or client side, you have to put next public. So next public, let's say map terminal. Okay, equals to. Where is it? Let me save this. Let me pick up this, put it over here, and let's go to app. Okay. Hmm. Interesting. So now I want to see What is a good folder structure? Cool. In app router using okay. So installation project structure here. App pages, public, so top level. So what I'm following is this, right? App, public, pages is not there. Okay. Pages router, public. Okay. Optional application source folder. Okay, top level, routing files, enemy branch, route groups in private folders. Right. Organize code without changing URLs with route groups. Co-locate non-routable files with private folders. Non-routable files. Okay. So I want to know where do I keep my lib constants and all such things. Co-location, not routable, not routable. Okay. And even when a route is made publicly accessible, only the content written by page or route is sent to the client. That means the project files can be safely co-located. Mm, ah, so in the not routable. Cool. Let's do one thing. Lib and constant. Let's say index dot ts. Yes. Export const. Export const equals to how is it now? How to import environment variables? Should I do import dot meta? Import dot meta dot let me check this. I don't want to do blindly, but dot import dot let's see. So we can go over here. We can say this environment variables, guides environment variables, how to use. Okay. Oh, there's some packages. We're loading environment variables with next. If you need to load an environment outside of the Next.js runtime, such as in a root config file for an environment, you can use the notepad to do that. Referencing other variables, bundling environment variables. Yep. So we did this. How do we access? Oh, process.env. Cool. Env. Next public. Right. And we can just remove this. Use this map title key over here. Let's make it into a string literal. Over the phone. Okay, my keyboard is slightly messed up. How do I bring that? Option. Cool. Cool. Let's import this. Let's check once if this works. Yes, it's still working. Cool. So it has been how much? 45 minutes. Not much done, but this feels good coding without AI. This feels good actually. I realized I have forgotten so many things, even the basics. Let me take a break. I had a good gym session today. I did some chest exercises, had a pretty bad mood, but after the gym and now 40 minutes of this live stream, mood has improved significantly. So my whole goal was actually to do it regularly, to do it daily, and um, have it as a, what can we say? My English, even I need to work on my English as well. My vocabulary is very big. What I mean to say is have it as not proof is not the right word, but something like proof out there publicly that I actually do code. I like coding, but I've not been very consistent even before AI had come, and now that there's so much use of AI, even what the little bit of what I used to do is also gone. Cool. Let's continue. Cool. So let's improve the okay. Let's improve the input a bit, and then I think we should be done for the day. Cool. What I like to do is again, like the goal is to learn as much as possible. So what I can do is I can also put my map export const satellite. The spelling is right. Is it hybrid? Let's name it hybrid. That makes it much easier. Hybrid map, hybrid map style. URL as well. Let's have that as well. Um, I don't think I have to put it in ENV. It's something of a. If I'm planning to change it somewhere, sometime, then I can do it. But I guess my idea with this is I want to keep multiple ones at some point. So what I can do is I can remove this now. I can say, what did I name it? See, even with the use of autocomplete in AI tools, in AI IDs, we tend to stop even remembering what name did I give because I know that as soon as I move from that file to this file, it will suggest me, which is seriously hampering the brain. It's sad. Cool, it still works. Hmm. I think this feels neat. We ideally need a function as well. So what I'll do is I'll go here index.ts, export const create map, create map takes an ID which is string variable implicitly has any type. Okay. Okay. See, even this I want to learn now. Let's see. First, let me do return. Let me put this much. Okay, even this could have been a hook as well. Anyway, so we do need to return the map as well, right? So let's return the map instance. Let's also take optional parents of options, which is which can be an object. Is that a type here? And default value is empty. Let's import these two over here and let's spread the options. Okay, map library needs to be imported as well. So let me move these two over here. Cool, create map. Now I can call it over here. Create map and IDs map. Let me import this function as well. Prettier, cool. So we don't need these constants. Yeah, this looks neat. Cool. Okay. So what's the TypeScript error? Huh, interesting. Okay. I wrote const and then I didn't create. Let me create a function like that. Let's not create another function. Cool, it still works. And if I was to give an option, map will open for, let's see. Uh, yeah, over here, you can see the logo, right? What if I don't send it? Logo is not here, cool. So the second option is also working and it's not giving any type error over here. So I wanted to do something like this as well. Is this how it's done? Now if I return null, what will happen? Null is not assignable to map. Cool. This is good. And this will make sure that even this has a type. Map is declared, but its value is never read. Map is of this type, which is good. So now the benefit I get is, since it is typed, I can say add layer, right? Cool. Yep, that's what I wanted. So the difference it makes is, if I don't have this, let's say, and if I go over here, oh, interesting. It still gives map, but let's say if I do try catch return null, what will it do now? Interesting. So TypeScript is picking the types by default. I didn't know this. Anyways, it still makes sense to put this, right? Cool map is declared, but its value is never read. It can be a null value. Hmm. Okay, that's an update. Cool. So if I go back to my UI, this is how it looks, right? Let's improve it a bit. So I can go here, I can say, one thing is as soon as I type, I need some options. I don't need this outline though. Outline, let's do that. Or should we? Let's say if I do google.com, I hope I don't reveal any of my personal searches. Let's do one thing for that. New private window. Not there, but over here. Is it visible to you all? Yep. So if I click this, right, Google google.com, so they don't have outline. So even I won't. Cool. So outline none, this should do. Yep. Outline is removed. And what I want is, as soon as I type, some options should start coming. So how can I do that? One thing is I want to make it a control input. So let's say search input, right? Let's make it into a use state. I have seriously forgotten so many things, and also I'm quite zoning out. Search input, use state. Let's give it an empty string, and let's give it a type of string. All right, somewhat feels good. Although I know that it will automatically what it's called. Um, what is it called when it automatically picks the maybe auto typed? But I like to give this time. So let me give this. Let me say on change. Hmm, change on change on change. So E set search input to E dot target dot value. Right. Hmm. Interesting. Good. So this works. Let me. Hmm. I do want to learn about area levels, so I'll just note down. Learn about accessibility. Good. Next, what do we do? So with this, I can have a use effect now. Or okay, I can have a condition over here that that let's make it into a div that I have BG white H20, let's say with full. Hmm. Let's make it into flex call, and gap 2, gap 2. So basically what will happen is this options what we see over here, right? Let me give the same background color as well, just so that both of them look same, right? Suggestions. Yep, suggestions, right? Now what I want is only when I type, or ideally like once we do the computing brain, when the API responses are there. Or yeah, even the low as soon as I type the loading state and then the actual API response should show up over here. So what I'll do for that is um, this into I need a condition search for now. Search info dot okay, since this is always a string, this should work. Search input dot length. If it's greater than 0, it should show this, otherwise null. Right? Let's see. So now it's not there. As soon as I type, it starts coming. Although it doesn't matter at this point, let's make it slightly better. Text can be gray 500. Yep, much better. Good. And one good thing is it automatically starts working. Uh, okay, I just move this pointer events auto from here to here. Right. Yep, good. This is much better now. Oh, cool. Let's fix the button. So one issue we have is this button and the attribution, right? So I have to slightly move the button to top. We can do that. Like, what are some good ways to do this now? So one thing is this whole thing, right? I might not be able to use this whole since in future if I want to add the logo as well. So what I'll do is blanks b2. Let me add bb of 4. Let's see. Nope. We need much. Yeah, this works. Let's make it 12 actually. Yeah, this is better. So now what happened is if I just show you guys 16. Okay, since it's padding, I cannot really show you. Mm, yeah, I cannot show you. But basically, there's a padding. I can show you this way. So using CSS box model. Mm, if if I follow this, yes, you see the green part. There's much more green at the bottom. And this is our content. Good. Next. What do we do next? We need to improve the button as well. So let's improve the button. Let's make it self and right. Okay, BG white. Let's actually turn this also into a div. Let's not have the self and directly on the button. Just in case we want to add something in the future. So this button and then what I'm thinking is I can make it into H4, W4, which is much more, which is very small. Okay, much better. Interesting that it's automatically centered. What? Oh, okay. What if I make it bigger? Will it still be centered? Oh, oh, this is interesting. Let's see. So BGY, border radius, width, height, appearance, color, box sizing, margin, padding, 0. Hmm, I'm actually confused. What if it was a P10? Oh, even then, I'm missing something. What if I remove the rounded and it still needs to say it should be? Oh, let's try this. Damn, very interesting. Let me open it in Safari actually. Hmm, this is actually interesting. I'm so high, as in tired wala high. I'm really surprised. See, cool. How the fuck this button is centered is what I want to learn. How can this be centered automatically? So my assumption is that browser is applying some browser is applying some CSS on the button. Otherwise, there's no chance, right? Or maybe Tailwind is applying. But thing is, if they were, So what my expectation is, it should have been somewhere over here. Mm, so, so I'm just checking, is there anything? Tab size. Display block, okay. Display block should not do anything. Is it because it's part? Is it because it's inside the Flexbox, but it's not directly inside Flexbox anymore? Really interesting. हेलो हाँ हाँ वो मैंने आपको एक और नंबर दिया था ना, आपने ही कॉल किया था क्या पहले? एक दूसरे 788534। मैं आपको ये नंबर पे भेज दूँ? हाँ मैं अभी भेजता हूँ, ठीक है। Cool, I got a call and I really forgot that I was doing a live stream. Hmm. Interesting. Good. My mind is actually blown away how this is centered. But I'll just continue anyway. So what do I want to do? I want to have cursor pointer on this. Cursor pointer. Let's make it cursor pointer. Let's make it slightly. So when they click, I want to make it smaller. When they okay. So when they hover right, I want to make it BG blue 500, something like this. Text white. Let's see. So okay, text white on hover, no, on hover. Right, not very good, not very good still. Let's do one thing. On hover, we also make it scale 110. Is it happening? No, or it might be happening, but we are not able to see because transition, transition, transition. Is it called transition? Uh, Transition. Why I'm not getting transition? Oh, duration. Sorry, my bad. Duration. Let's say 300 milliseconds. It should be good. Yeah. Huh. Let's not have the physical color. Let's say just yep. I think this is good. We can have some shadow maybe. Let's experiment with that. Shadow to Excel. Huh. Although this won't be much. How do I say? Much useful on the phone. But I do want to just experiment a bit. Let's make it 105. Is that an option? Yep. And on active. Now, I don't know. You might hate it, but I'm not sure about this. But I really like this. This one too. Pretty good. Mm, cool. So what else? Mm, Input can be slightly rounded, rounded. Rounded, I said. Is it rounded now? Yep, it is rounded. Let's try what else. What's the other option? Assignment. MD maybe. Hmm. Oh, that we can do one thing. Rounded full. If we do, it does match with the button style. It does match with the attribution. Do I want to go with a rounded approach? Let's do it for now. So py can be 2, px can be 4. Yes. And search input. Cool. I think this is neat and clean. And then the suggestions as well, right? So for the suggestions, we cannot do rounded full. I think that just to learn as again, I want to just check how it looks. That's horrible. We can do 2 Excel. I want to have something like this. 3 Excel. Yes, I think that's fine, but it's looking slightly off. Anyways, I won't care for now much. Let me put this into a p tag. Let me move this as well to this, and let's make it slightly so base, and then we have SL. So that, and then again, like over here as well, px has to be no. Okay, I think both. One disadvantage of having rounded UI, I feel is yeah, I guess this is fine. This looks better, but then my OCD is getting triggered because these both are not in line, which should be fine, I guess. Let's see. Cool. Not a hell lot of progress in the age of AI. Cool. So my goal is next. I'm more of front-end developer, so I do want to learn back-end and do it. Let me check in the tech stack. What did I write? Um, Stack, right? Yeah, Superbase. So for this project, I just want to go with Superbase. I don't want to put a lot of effort on the backend side. But ideally, I'm thinking it's a good time right now to be a full stack instead of just being uh, you know, instead of just being a front end. Because anyways, I am preparing some DSA. So let's see, maybe the next project. Cool. Cool then. I'll just stop sharing. How do I do? Stop screen. Okay. So what's this? StreamYard automatically puts my face on the full screen. I have to look over here. So what I'll do is I'll quickly bring the screen over here. So now I can see myself. Cool. If you ever see this, thank you for seeing. For my future self, thank you for doing this. Hopefully we do it regularly. Good. Bye. And stream.